What's up everybody, welcome back to another Pokemon TCG deck profile. Today, I'm going to go over the Boltund Vmax deck from Fusion Strike. This deck is a ton of fun to play, and it takes lightning type Pokemon and their attacks to a whole new level. Let's get started. Remember guys, if you enjoy this content and would like to see more, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment down below. That's going to help support the channel as well as keeping you notified whenever I upload new Pokemon TCG content. Now let's get started with our Boltund Vmax deck. So Boltund Vmax is a very strong deck, and it keeps the same kind of strategy as the Pikachu and Zekrom deck did, where the main focus is get as many lightning energy as you can into play, which means you can hit for big numbers if you have lots of lightning energy in play. So Boltund Vmax is the main strategy of this deck, this Pokemon Boltund Vmax. It's very strong with its Bolt Storm attack, but before we get to Boltund Vmax, let's start with Boltund V, because Boltund V is actually a very strong card in this deck, and it's a very crucial part of our strategy. That's because of its attack, Electrify. One thing to note, we are using the Rebel Clash Boltund V because it does have this Electrify attack. Personally, I just prefer this Rebel Clash version over the new Fusion Strike one. I don't think the new Fusion Strike Boltund V is nearly as good as this one from Rebel Clash. But Electrify is the main reason we include this version of Boltund V. Costs 1 lightning energy and allows you to search your deck for up to 2 lightning energy cards and attach them to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. Then you shuffle your deck. So this attack is incredible, and it's actually going to change our strategy from the strategy that a lot of decks use. A lot of decks right now are running a lot of evolution Pokemon, and that means they usually want to go first. With this deck, we're actually going to want to opt to go second, even though we are running cards like Flaafy. That's because we want to be able to get off Electrify on turn 1. That will set us up with lots of lightning energy, and hopefully next turn, if we can find the right cards, we'll be able to set up a Boltund Vmax and start hitting for lots of damage. Boltund V also features the powerful attack Bolt Storm, which has 1 lightning energy and 1 colorless energy in the cost, hits for 10 base damage, and adds 30 for each lightning energy attached to all of your Pokemon. Very strong attack, and it gets even better with Boltund Vmax. Boltund Vmax has the Bolt Storm attack for 30 damage that we saw on Boltund V, but on Boltund Vmax it has 30 damage as the base damage instead of 10, so Bolt Storm on Boltund Vmax is just a little bit better. When we don't have lots of lightning energy in play to power up Bolt Storm, Max Bolt is okay. Max Bolt costs 2 lightning energy and 1 colorless energy, hits for 230 damage, but we can't use Max Bolt our next turn, unless of course we brought Boltund Vmax down to the bench and brought it back up somehow, or maybe we brought down this Boltund Vmax to the bench and then brought up a second Boltund Vmax we could hit with Max Bolt on another Pokemon. But Max Bolt is very strong. It has a very high number that allows us to OHKO lots of basic Pokemon V. So Max Bolt and Bolt Storm are both great attacks, and we want to power them up through the Flaafy evolution line. So we have 4 copies of Mareep, which evolve into 4 copies of Flaafy. Flaafy has the ability Dynamotor. Once during your turn, you may attach a lightning energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Since the strategy of our deck is to get more lightning energy into play, Dynamotor is the perfect ability. So we're going to want to set quite a few Flaafy on our bench so we can start accelerating that lightning energy. We carry 1 copy of Crobat V if we need to drop it on our bench and draw some more cards. We play 1 copy of Vikavolt V. I know you're probably used to seeing the Tapu Koko in this list, but I've chosen to replace it with Vikavolt V instead. I like Paralyzing Bolt and Super Zap Cannon. I think Paralyzing Bolt is a great attack because it stops your opponent from playing item cards. Super Zap Cannon is also very underrated. Super Zap Cannon hits for 190 damage for 2 light energy and 1 colorless, and throws away 2 damage from Vikavolt V. That might not seem great, you don't want to discard energy from your Pokemon usually, but in this case, we could potentially throw it away, and then Vikavolt V might get knocked out, and then we can attach those energy cards to our other Pokemon next turn with Flaafy. Then, we have 1 copy of Zekrom to finish out the Pokemon. Zekrom is very strong. Slash only hits for 30, but Wild Shock hits for 130 for that same 2 lightning energy and 1 colorless energy cost that a lot of Pokemon in this deck have. It also does 60 damage to Zekrom, which is no problem because Zekrom is a single prize Pokemon and will get OHKO'd in most cases anyway. Then it makes your opponent's active Pokemon paralyzed. Paralyzation is a very powerful special condition, and when we use Zekrom, we get to paralyze our opponent's active Pokemon, which could give us an extra turn to get set up, maybe evolving into a Boltund Vmax and drawing some more cards that we'll need. For the trainer cards, we're going to carry 3 copies of Stormy Mountains, which will allow us to put more basic lightning energy Pokemon into play, so it's a no-brainer to include this guy. 2 copies of Evo Incense to find all the evolution Pokemon in here, which are Boltund and Flaafy. 4 Level Ball to find our basic Mareep and our Flaafy. 1 Ordinary Rod to shuffle Pokemon back into our deck. If our Vikavolt, our Zekrom, or Crobat get discarded, we'll want to use Ordinary Rod to bring those back because we do only play 1 copy of each. 4 copies of Quick Ball to find the basic Pokemon. 2 copies of Switch to bring our Pokemon in and out of the active position. 3 Boss to target the Pokemon with less HP or a different target that we want to take out. 4 copies of Marnie for draw support. Professor's Research again for draw support. It's a great draw engine, allows us to drop our hand and get a fresh 7. 1 Raihan. Raihan is great because it does allow us to find a specific card from our deck, which is always key to executing our strategy, but it does allow us to attach a basic energy card from our discard pile to one of our Pokemon when we use it, so that extra energy acceleration is always great to power up Boltstorm even more. 2 copies of Air Balloon for free retreat on some of our Pokemon, and then 4 copies of Speed Energy and 8 copies of Basic Lightning Energy. That's going to do it for the deck profile. Now let's roll the gameplay. So we get to call it a coin flip, which is great. I'm going to go with Tails. We lost. That is unfortunate. So they're going to go first, which is A-OK. As I mentioned in the deck profile, we like to go second. And they had no basic Pokemon, so we will get a mulligan. I'm going to be looking for maybe a switch card. I do have the Speed Energy. I've got the Research to find that. So Grass Energy, Capture Energy, Boss's Orders, Evo Incense, maybe Decidueye? If they are playing Decidueye, that could be a problem for us. We got our Mareep, we'll throw him down. Yes, it is going to be Decidueye as I suspected. With that Sobble. So we did play 3 Boss, so I think the name of this game is going to be set up Boltund as fast as we can and try and cut them off before they evolve into Decidueye, but we will see what we can do. It is our turn. We got a Boltund, which is great. Give him a Speed Energy. Air Balloon, that's just what I was looking for. Actually, I think I'm going to throw the Air Balloon on Boltund and then use the Switch to move him into the active position. I will use a Level Ball for another Flaafy. Or, not Flaafy, Mareep. And then, once that goes down, we'll use the Quick Ball to throw away Evo Incense and grab another Boltund V. And then we will go ahead and research. So we'll drop that down, get a fresh 7. It's a Flaafy, which is nice. And we got some draw supporters, Boss's Orders, some nice cards for the following turns. So to end this one, we will just Electrify as we planned. So we will throw both of those onto the Boltund. Next turn, probably just going to be looking for a VMAX, but these Pokemon do have pretty low HP amounts. So we might see about just using the Boltstorm on Boltund V, but if they do have the rare candy, we can go after the Sobble with the Boss. That is weak to lightning. Shady Doings for a Professor's Research. Quick Ball. Gonna get rid of a few cards before they use the Research. Gonna find a Weedle. Weedle is a great starter for any grass deck. I've been seeing it used a bit more just because of that Bug Hunch attack. Sets you up pretty nicely. Gonna drop another Sobble and a Rowlet. And that is their turn. So we've got a couple Flaafy we can throw down here. I'm going to use Speed Energy on this Boltund. Did grab a VMAX, which is awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and evolve the one on the bench. Let's use the Dynamotor to accelerate an energy to that Boltund. We are going to retreat into this Boltund. Then I will use Quick Ball, discard Lightning Energy, And let's get Zekrom. I think Zekrom is going to be very strong part of the strategy in this matchup. I think we're definitely going to be using him. So we'll try and see if we can load him up. And then we will, for this turn, let's boss up. Let's boss up. Do I want the Sobble or the Drizz? Let's go for the Sobble. And then we use Boltstorm. And I chose the Sobble just because that prevents them from using Drizzile, which they probably play more copies of than the Inteleon, so they won't be as likely to evolve. They do have a net, scoop up net. Dartrix. I'm going to use the splitting arrow. Alright. Let's thin out our deck a little bit. Let's grab that Mareep. We will use Marnie here for 5 more cards. So Lightning Energy. We'll use, and then can't really do much against this Decidueye, so next turn I can use Boss. I might go with that. And then maybe the following turn we'll bring in the Zekrom. See if we can do something with him. Might bring in Zekrom this next turn. What would be nice would be a Gorean Zigzagoon, because I need 140 to take out Decidueye. Zekrom only hits for 130. So we'll see. We might just use Mareep potentially to get that last 10 damage in. We'll see. Okay, so this turn I'm just going to energy on Zekrom. Let's use the boss to go after Dartrix here. We'll Boltstorm towards a knockout. 270. Lots of damage off of Boltstorm. And I have used 2 of the 3 boss's orders in this list. So we have 1 more left, and then we might be able to snag the other 3 prizes with Zekrom. Maybe we'll use Flaafy. We'll see. We'll see what goes down. Might have to play this deck a little bit differently than normal. It's gonna be a Drizzile. See what they grab with this. Gonna be a level ball. Probably gonna evolve some of those other Sobbles into Drizzile as well. We are ahead in the prizes right now, but we'll see how long that lasts. Shady Dealings for another level ball. This will grab them the last Drizzile. Oh, it's actually going to be a Rowlet. Alright. And Splitting Arrow. Won't get the knockout on us. We'll take the knockout on Mareep. Alright. Let's put down Vikavolt. Throw out Stormy Mountains and Research. Got some new cards. And I'm going to retreat into Zekrom. Use Flaafy. I believe that Vmax is going to go down pretty soon, so I'm just going to accelerate a little bit onto the Vikavolt. I can Evo Incense for the other Vmax. We're going to use him to evolve. And then we will Wild Shock it will put them in paralysis, so maybe we can finish them off next turn with Slash potentially. Unless they have a Scoop Up Net or Switch, they are stuck. Rare Candy. So those are Decidueye and sweet. So we're gonna pick up the knockout on this one. Just gonna Slash for 30. And a KO. So there's a Boltund Vmax. They might not be able to load up the other Decidueye. We'll see what happens here. We will see. There's a Beedrill. So if they have a rare candy in the hand, they can, yeah, they will evolve into the Beedrill. See what this Beedrill does. Persist, Stain, and Jet Spear. So I think I can just take out. This is tricky. Just really hoping to grab a boss, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. I think right here, I just retreat. Not Bolt Storm yet. Dynamotor. Dynamotor again. So I can take out this Beedrill with Boltund. So Bolt Storm, 240. So if I can take one more knockout with Zekrom, and then use Boss's Orders for the other knockout, might be able to do something here. Might just be able to do something. So we will Dynamotor once again to Zekrom. Use the energy on Boltund. We will Air Balloon, and we are going to sacrifice Zekrom, sadly. But we get into 130, and then the Paralysis. So that Paralysis might be able to save us. No Paralysis. Oh, is it because it knocked itself out before? Interesting. Okay, new plan. Load up Flaafy with energy to finish off Decidueye. Speed energy. Flaafy. Dynamotor. Onto Flaafy. I can't believe I'm using Flaafy to attack. This is hilarious. When you play against Decidueye though, it calls for desperate measures like Electro Ball for 50. All of their other Pokemon, boom, we got the scoop. Nice. That was a pretty fun game, I gotta admit. I never thought I would use Zekrom that much and finish the game with Flaafy. Super fun. If you guys enjoyed today's deck profile and gameplay of Boltund Vmax as much as I did, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment down below. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, trainers.